Hello friends. Welcome to the new episode of Untold Fiction Stories. To subscribe to this blog, please visit untoldfiction.blogspot.com. Let's start the recital of this new short story called The Woman on the Train. Every day, I would take a train from the St. Frank Anthony station to Terry Cross station to reach my office. I boarded the train at 7:45 a.m. every morning. The train journey was 1 hour long. At 8 a.m. the train would arrive at the Sandra Rocks station. Every day, I looked forward to this moment. A woman boarded the train from this station. She preferred to travel in the first coach every day like me. She had beautiful round eyes and tied her hair in a long ponytail. She was fair and had a slender figure. She was of medium height and walked elegantly. She carried herself with grace and looked charming in her office outfits. She looked around 30 years in age. She always sat down near one of the seats near the coach entrance. I made sure to sit on the other side of the coach where I could see her. I had been observing this woman for the last 1 year. I did not know who she was. We would both get down at the last station. I would walk to the platform where I saw her climbing the stairs. I would follow her to the exit. I would walk fast to catch up with her, and as we exited the station, for a few moments, we would walk together. It seemed as though time stopped in its tracks during those few moments. Everything would appear to move very slowly around me. I could smell her perfume. It had a sweet fragrance like a rose. As she exited the station she would walk towards the bus stop. I would rent a bicycle and ride it to my office. As I pedaled past her, I felt a strange feeling. This feeling represented hope. The hope of seeing this lovely woman every morning. I often wondered if she ever noticed me. I wasn't the sort of guy who could just walk to a stranger and start a conversation. I lacked the courage. So, I just observed her every day. Seeing her would make my day. If she did not come on any day, I would feel restless. I felt scared thinking what would happen if she stopped coming one fine day. I wondered if I was in love with this woman. But, I questioned my intellect, wondering that how could I just fall in love with a stranger whom I knew nothing about. But, the feeling I experienced when she was around me was something unique. Seeing her would bring joy to me. She was like a rose in the garden. Seeing her every day would add joy to my otherwise dull life. So, I continued my life in this manner for almost a year. About a month back, my fears were realized when the woman stopped coming on the train. I thought the first couple of days that she might have been sick. When she did not come for an entire week, I thought she must have gone off on a vacation. I thought that she might be returning the next week. But, when she did not come for 2 more days, I became anxious. I wondered what had happened to her. Now, I cursed myself for not introducing myself to her. Only if I had her phone number, I would just call and check if she was alright. I was stupid enough to not even know her name. How was I going to find her? I just wanted to make sure she was alright. I thought that there were other possibilities as well. Maybe she had quit her job. Maybe she had got married and moved to another city. Or maybe her office timings had changed and she had decided to take another train. The third possibility struck me as more likely to me. I decided to check this theory the following day. I took the train at 6:45 a.m., a good 1 hour before my regular train time, and got down at the Sandra Rocks station from which the girl boarded her train every morning. I stood at the side of the platform checking every new passenger. There was a train every 10 minutes. So, there could be 5 other trains between 6:45 a.m. and 7:45 a.m. which she could have boarded. I stood patiently scanning every passenger's face. Already 3 trains had departed, but there was no sign of the woman. I had begun to think that maybe I was wrong. That maybe she had quit her job or moved somewhere else, otherwise, she might have turned up by now. As I was just thinking about this new possibility, I saw a familiar face in the crowd. It was the girl. My heart skipped a beat. My face became red and a smile of content spread on my lips. I moved across the wave of passengers. As I walked towards the girl, the train came and there was a rush of people to board the train. I lost her in the melee. But, I saw that she had boarded the train. I was glad that I had found her again. I thought that when I got down at the last stop, I would walk up to her and introduce myself. I did not want to lose her again. I began to rehearse in mind what I would be saying to her. Should I introduce myself casually or seem more professional? Should I tell her that I have been observing her since the last 1 year? What if she thought that I was stalking her? What if she thought that I was a weirdo? As the train arrived at the last station, I was a little nervous. But, I was determined at the same time to meet her. I had made up my mind to talk to her. So, as soon as the train stopped and the passengers got out, I walked briskly towards the girl. As we neared to the platform steps, I approached the girl and said, "Excuse me, miss, can I talk to you for a couple of minutes?" The girl turned around stunned. I guess she recognized me. But, she obliged me by saying yes, sure. Now, as I looked into her eyes, I panicked. I did not know what to say to her. So, I decided to tell her the truth. "You used to take the 8 a.m. train every day. I hope you recognize me. I used to travel in the same coach with you every day. I was a little worried when I saw that you stopped coming. I hope everything is fine." I hoped that she would not regard me as an idiot. She looked astonished for a moment. But, she replied softly, "I am touched by your concern. I remember seeing you on the train as well. I used to take the train to my office every day after dropping my son at his school. My son's school timings have changed and it opens half an hour earlier now, so I started taking the train a bit early since the last week." As she mentioned the word son, I felt that I should not have been following her like this. I felt embarrassed thinking that she might have sensed that I had been observing her so much all this time. "I am very sorry to bother you like this. I am glad you're alright." I excused myself and started walking towards the platform stairs. I was happy that the woman was safe. As I was climbing the stairs, I heard her call out to me, "Hi mister, please stop." I turned back to see her climbing the stairs in a hurry. Catching her breath, she asked, "What's your name?" I told her my name was Sam Orwell. I once again felt like a stupid person to not have introduced myself. I apologized to her for not having introduced myself earlier. I asked her, "What is your name?" She answered that her name was Sandra Rocks. She then asked me if I had some time to have breakfast together. I felt obliged and agreed immediately. We went to a cafe just outside the station. Once in the cafe, we ordered our breakfast and sat down at a side table. When I was sitting with her, there was an odd sense of familiarity between us. I did not once feel that I was sitting with a stranger. We started a casual conversation. She asked me about my job and work. I told her that I was an accountant and that I worked for a private firm. She said that she was an English teacher and she taught English for the college undergraduates. She asked me if I was married. I answered that I was not. She said that she was a single mother. Her husband had left her some years back for some other woman. I felt sorry for her. We exchanged our phone numbers and she said that she would be catching the 8 a.m. train again from tomorrow. After breakfast, we took the same train to reach our offices. At the exit, we exchanged goodbyes. As I pedaled past her that day, I felt a sense of happiness which I had never experienced before. This time I was sure of the feeling. It was indeed loved. The end. Hope you enjoyed listening to this short story. You can listen to more short stories by subscribing to this channel. Goodbye.